going on, everybody? No, I haven't posted in a while. Had a lot of things going on. Decided to scale back on the customer repair side of things. It just wasn't working out like I had hoped it would. We're still gonna do custom stuff here at the shop, but I needed to be able to focus on some of my own projects that I've had here sitting. And focus a little bit more on the trucking company. Get it where it should be at, scale wise, work wise. We get some good, really busy moments, and then it slows down really bad, and then it's the up and down of the trucking world, I guess. But anyway, let's see what else has happened since the last video. Limited funds, my FLD, that got into an accident caused by a four-wheeler car, whichever you prefer to call it, crossing a center line and hitting its brakes. Insurance ended up totaling the truck out. I did buy it back. I don't plan to rebuild it. I think I'm going to use a bunch of parts and pieces off of it to use on some of my other projects. The motor is going to be going into Limetime. Once I get it out, get it cleaned up, get some paint on it. I'd like to freshen up some seals and stuff like that on it, cure some oil leaks. But after that, it'll be going in Limetime, so I can get Limetime back up and going and on the road. I think it's been 3 years now it's been sitting, and it's time. I think the rear cutoff I'm probably going to use on my cab over, switch it over to air ride. Probably like a 260 wheelbase, I think is what I want to go with on that one. Transmission I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell some of the parts that are kind of FLD specific that I can't use on like my cab over or anything like that, just to get some funds coming in, get some projects done hopefully. But that's where we are right there. I had planned on videoing a bunch of stuff earlier this week, but of course that didn't happen. But I'll show you where I'm at on limited funds and getting the motor out. Don't mind this disaster right now. Also cleaning up at the same time. But I pretty much have everything disconnected. All the wiring's off. All the plumbing is off. Only thing really holding this motor in here, I've got the transmission undone. Only thing holding it in is these engine mounts. Two bolts on this side. There's 2 bolts on the other side, but I did get one of them to come loose. And trying to do this all on my own here by myself is turning to be kind of a pain. So I may have to get another set of hands in here for a little bit to get those bolts out. After that, we can yank it out of there. But I'll add in some clips of what the truck looked like right after the accident. That stack over there's got a nice big dent in it. The bunk's actually kind of crushed over there. But, I mean, luckily, we had just done rear spring bushings, and, I mean, most of this whole back half is, like, new. So, I think it's going to be a really good candidate to air ride my cab over. Just gonna kind of focus on doing some more stuff for me. You know, done a lot of stuff for other people, and I enjoy doing stuff for other people, but I think it's time. I think it's just time for me to get some stuff done. Get some joy back into working on trucks. I don't like repair work. I like to build them and then drive what I built. That's the fun part to me. So anyway, hopefully I'll get some footage taking this motor out. Like I said, I'll add some photos in here of the accident, and hopefully with more time for my stuff, I'll have more time for content. It's out. Finally got the motor out. This thing has been one pain in the ass. Turn you around here, maybe. Look at all that oil. Ugh. The axle actually went through the oil pan in the accident. Luckily, I have a spare oil pan, but gross. Glad I don't have to clean that shit up right now. But anyway, spent the last 2 days. I spent a couple days getting everything unbolted, getting wiring harness and all that stuff out of the way. I think I showed that in the previous video. But anyway, yesterday we tried to get the transmission out. Transmission didn't want to come out of it. Had everything unbolted completely, and it would not come out. Well, come to find out, the clutch linkage arm was holding on the throwout bearing, and that's why it wouldn't come out. So once we took that off, because it would pivot and then it would hit against the transmission housing on the side of it, and you wouldn't be able to go any farther. So once we took off the actual lever, came right out. I mean, we only spent like 2 or 3 hours yesterday trying to get it out. But anyway, it's out now. But we spent the rest of the day getting the motor itself out. I'm pretty sure that this motor, well, I know it hasn't been out of this truck for at least 10 years, because it sat 7 before I bought it. It took me 2 years to get it back on the road, and then it took 4 months for it to get totaled. You know, build trucks, it's fun. But we're gonna do some cleanup on it. Probably, I know I need to put a new air compressor on it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, either way, I'm gonna put a new air compressor on it since it's out. Might go ahead and put a new starter on it. Give it a really, really nice pressure washing. I am gonna add in one of my other Detroits. Actually has the bracket. I gotta remember where exactly it goes, but it pulls this casing back tighter to the head and the block to try and eliminate this normal diamond seal leak. If I have to, I don't really want to, but if I have to, I'll pull this whole front cover off and reseal it. And the plus to this one is it ran really good before it got wrecked. So we'll get a few more things pulled off. Probably going to go ahead and get a 76 millimeter turbo to go ahead and put on. As far as I know, there's nothing wrong with this one. But I don't know. Feels pretty tight. I may leave that one on for now. I don't know. Kind of like to pop all that shit off, and like I said, I want to pressure wash the crap out of this thing. Looks like we had an oil leak here, which I'm sure is a piece of, yeah, it's a piece of plastic or rubber right there that's harder than shit. Looks like the dipstick tube leaks, oil filters. Get that stuff popped off, get all this shit all out of there. I'm hoping to paint the block, the actual block itself, lime green, and then do some gunmetal gray accents. Like, I'd like to make the front cover gunmetal gray. Ooh. Valve cover I'd like to paint, I think, gunmetal gray. But we'll just kind of see how it goes. Kind of want that lime green, gunmetal gray mixture. So, anyway, if anyone looking for a 9-speed transmission, don't mind all my junk right now. I got a good 9-speed. I'll have a look at the ID tag here. Probably tomorrow. But I'm gonna clean that thing up too and list it. Because it was a good transmission. I mean, we hauling livestock. It wasn't too bad. I mean, of course, it's no 13, no 8. It's not a 13, not an 18. I mean, it's a 9-speed's a 9-speed. Unfortunately, it's not a convertible 9-speed. Like, as far from all the research that I did on that transmission, you can't just change out the back box and turn it into a 13-speed. Because I was planning on doing that if that serial number would allow it. But anyway, hopefully here in the next couple weeks, I'll be getting the motor back into Limetime. But we got Louisville coming up that I'm making sure I get to go to this year. Last couple of years, I've had a lot of stuff going on that I really couldn't help, and just wasn't in the cards. This year, I've got everything kind of set up. Hotels booked. All the guys kind of know that I'm going to be gone, and to try not to tear anything up while I'm gone. Hopefully, but it really is kind of sad though. After all that time and money, that I probably should have just rebuilt it, but she's gonna live on through parts and a few other projects. So, but that's all I got for now.